thanks for stopping by. This is Teresa from Sami Dolls. In this little video series, I want to show you all the basic sewing techniques you need to follow all of my patterns confidently and joyfully. I simply like creating things and sewing so much, and I hope to inspire you to get started with sewing or to get that sewing machine back from the attic or out of the cupboard or wherever you're hiding it. All the videos in this little series are going to be linked down below in the video description, and now let's get started. Now that we have our sewing machine, we had a look at all the different parts and we already cleaned it, let's wind the bobbin and thread the machine so we can get started with sewing. So I'm putting the spool onto the spool pin. And then I'm putting the spool cap on so the spool doesn't fall off. Then I'm taking the thread and I'm going through the thread guide here and under the pre-tension disc. And then I'm putting the bobbin onto the bobbin pin, onto the bobbin winder. And now I'm winding the thread around the bobbin so that it doesn't go anywhere. So when we start the sewing machine, the thread doesn't slip off. And now I'm moving the bobbin winder to the right, as shown here in the picture on the sewing machine. And then I'm going to turn on the power. And when I push down on the foot controller here with my lovely shoes, then we're going to activate the bobbin winding mechanism up there. So let's push down and it just starts winding the thread onto the bobbin. And you don't need to worry about stopping at the right time, it'll just stop by itself when it's time. And now it's stopped. Now we can cut off the thread and get the bobbin off the bobbin winder and place it into the bobbin casing. Now we just need to take the bobbin cover off, and then we can place the bobbin inside it with the thread to the left side, and then we're threading it into the quick set bobbin. And now we need to put on the upper thread. Let's just move the spool cap a little bit away so the spool can move a little bit, it doesn't get stuck. And then we're taking the thread and putting it into the thread guide here in the back. And then we go behind the thread guide cover all the way down here, and then back up, and then we need to wind up the hand wheel a little bit until we can see the thread take up lever or lever. Let's see if we can find it here. There it is. Now we put the thread in there, hook it in there. And then we're taking the thread and go behind the needle bar thread guide, hook it in there, wind up the hand wheel a little bit so we can get to the needle better. And then we just need to put the thread from the front through to the back, through the needle eye. There we go. And now we could start sewing, or we can just wind the take up lever up and down so we can pull up the bobbin thread through to the top. With this sewing machine we don't need this because we have this quick set bobbin thing, so we can just start sewing But on other machines you need to pull up the bobbin thread like this, and then you can get started with sewing. There's both the threads. And if my automatic needle threader would work, then I would do it like this. So I would wind the thread over this little hook here, and then put the thread in between those two little clamp thingies in the back, and that would pull the thread through the needle eye. But I don't know what I did here on the first day. I must have like handled it too roughly or something, but it didn't work ever since. But on your machine, if you have a machine like that, it should work. So you just put the thread in between those two little thingies, and there's a teeny tiny hook which pulls the thread through the needle eye, and then your needle is threaded. But for some reason it just doesn't work for me anymore, so I'll just do it by hand. And I hope my eyes will be good enough for long enough so I can still do this. So this is how it should theoretically work. It just pulls it through the back. It still pulls it, but it doesn't pull it on the right height or something. I tried adjusting the needle. If you have any tips for me on how to do this properly, please leave me a comment down below. But I wanted to show you at least theoretically how it should work. So I'm just doing it the good old way, by hand. It works as well. There we go. And now I just wanted to show you how the quick set bobbin works. So I'm just putting the bobbin into the bobbin casing here, and then I'm taking the thread through this guide here, through the quick set bobbin, put on the bobbin cap, the bobbin lid, and now I can just start sewing. Just put the fabric underneath the sewing foot and get started like this, without having to pull up the bobbin thread. Very handy. And there I have my little cutter where I can cut the thread off, but I usually use a little pair of scissors, as you might have seen in all of my videos already. So there we go, that's it. And now you can see both the threads are up. They both came through. And this is the seam we just sewed. In the next video we're having a look at the thread tension and how to adjust it properly. I hope I see you in the next video. Bye! Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked the video and it was useful to you. Please give it a like if you like, subscribe for more videos, leave a comment with feedback and video requests, and if you like, head on over to Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. I'd love to connect with you over there. See you next time. Bye!